What's going on, everybody? My name is Captain Will Mason, also known as the Captain's Coach. If you're new to this channel, welcome. Today we've got a great video for you. We are in Naples, Florida at the Naples Bay Resort, and behind me is this beautiful 48 Beneteau Swift Trawler that we are taking to the Palm Beach Boat Show. This boat is, I believe, a year or two old, something like that, so it's lightly used. Joe, I've got about a 270, 280 mile run tomorrow. We're gonna wake up in the morning and leave about 9 o'clock. I just got off Lipstick Tuna with my good clients Tim and Shar, and we just came down from Bradenton. We did a 2-day trip to Cabbage Key and Naples. They dropped me off here. They're gonna head home tomorrow, and I'm getting on this boat and heading around the Keys to Palm Beach. Again, we got about a 270 mile run tomorrow, and move-in day to the Palm Beach Boat Show is at 1 o'clock, so I'm in really no rush. I've got plenty of time to do this move. The Gulf is going to lay down nicely in the morning. It's about a lumpy 3 foot right now, but by the morning it will be 1 to 2 footers, and it'll be a nice ride across Florida Bay. It's a marathon, and then we'll cut north up to Palm Beach. It's got twin Cummins power. These Beneteaus are semi-planing hulls, and they're great to go slow, very efficient, and they're also great to get on plane and get there fairly quick when you need them to. Nice staircase up to the bridge. Based on the temperatures tomorrow, I don't know, I might just run the boat from inside. I'm not really sure, but let me get in the boat real quick. Oh, sharp boat. Very clean. Gotta find the battery switches to this thing. It's supposed to be under or behind the helm seat. That's fuel. Not battery switches. Oh, there they are. Duh. Alright. There we go. Battery. House batteries are on. Alright, cool. Let's see. We got shore power here. Water's at 81%. Black tank's empty. Got air conditioning. Let's crank that down, see if it works. Oh, it's got a stabilizer. Not sure what that does. Have to figure that one out. Alright, AC's kicked on. Yeah, Cummins power. Let's see what we got here. Turn our let's see, fresh water. Turn that on for the chart plotters. Horn, windshield wipers. Cool, it's got the dock mate system. That's really nice. Bow thruster. Turn some keys on here. Let's see if we got bow thruster now. Yep. Stern thruster. Bow thruster, good. Ray Marines. Looking good. That's nav light, that's anchor light. Some of these French boat switches are very confusing. Let's see. Got the TV in here, right? Yep. Nice. Display for our Cummins. If it's not new, it's dang close to new. On our autopilot here. Definitely have to play with that dock mate a little bit, but so it's a 3-stateroom boat. Got a bunk room here. Another queen size sleeper there. And the VIP master. Got your own TV. And there's your own head. Separate shower, nice. And got another head to port. Both have their own separate showers. No wet heads, which is nice. But I believe this is Beneteau's top of the line Swift Trawler. So it should have everything. Now, one of the things about these Swift Trawlers that's really nice, where you don't get in a lot of other boats, is this captain door. I call it a captain door. It's for the owner operators, you know, such as myself or anybody. I am doing this trip solo, by the way. And that way I can easily do all the lines and run the boat by myself with the dockmate remote. And I can get to everything very quick. It has nice walkways, catwalks, around both port and starboard side. So that's always nice. It's got the teak touches. Got its own door for the catwalk. So yeah, it's a nice owner-operator boat for sure. So once again, I'm solo on this trip, okay? So really need to know where all this stuff is ahead of time. I was trying to find a first mate last minute. I knew I could do it myself, but generally on a boat this big, I do like to have a first mate. Just one of those things. One of the mufflers, there's all of our main electronics, breakers that Beneteau and Jeanneau use on these boats. Your relays, rather. Yep, there's your engine room. A couple Cummins 6.7s, great engines. Fuel tanks, the center. I'll do some engine room checks, obviously, tonight or in the morning. On a boat this new, once again, I'm basically checking fluids, transmissions, engine oils, making sure my strainers are clean, making sure that we don't have any seawater pump leaks or oil leaks anywhere. I don't want to be surprised with stuff like that, because I'm in Naples, right? So I'm going to be out crossing the Gulf in Florida Bay right away. I'll be in open ocean. So that first 10 to 15 miles is going to be crucial for me to make sure that this boat checks out and we're good to go. I've been on plenty of Swift Trawlers, but they're all laid out a little bit different. I'm going to start the engines here. Make sure we're good there. Starboard, port. Go make sure they're pumping water really quick. Probably come out underwater. Oh, right there. Good there. Pumping water on both motors. Do a little transmission check here. All right, real gentle like. Starboard. Port. Port. All right, we're good on gears. Generator stop. So on a Beneteau, as you know, you control everything here. There goes the generator. It's another thing about these Swift Trawlers, they are very nice up top. I don't know if some of you may have seen my navigating Lake Okeechobee. That was on the little sister to this boat. That was a 43 Swift Trawler? Yeah, 43, or no, a 41 rather. 41 Swift Trawler. So this is the 48. Trying to find my dock lines and stuff. I guess I'm just gonna take. All right, found all my safety gear. Looks like we got some life jackets and A couple fire extinguishers I found, flares, and a little one of those safety bags in this closet in the starboard bedroom, starboard cabin. So good there. Plugged in my camera stuff and didn't have any power to the outlets, so I ran down here, got on the phone with Andrew at Viage in Sarasota. Found these panels here. Got all your fuses, buses. There's your inverter control and your 30 amp GFI. That is what runs the outlets when you're hooked up to shore power, and that was tripped and the inverter was off. Then you have your hot water heater, breakers, water maker, all sorts of miscellaneous stuff, washer dryer if you have that. But that's kind of all your main power systems here. This is a hydraulic swim platform for your easy tender access on and off. Got a Garmin backup camera. Got your VHF back here. Ray Marine radar. Sharp boat. Good morning from the Beneteau. It's about 8 o'clock. Walked up there to this cafe at Naples Bay and got some coffee and a couple sandwiches to go. So we're gonna push off the dock here. First things first, the Gulf is laid down very nicely. Very calm out there at the moment. So it's gonna be a good ride to Marathon, and we're gonna get this boat going. So once again, did all our checks yesterday. So I'm gonna come over here and get the generator. Got volts, we'll go back. We'll go to the selector, we'll go to off. Gen set. So that's one line. Now we gotta come over here and do the other line. AC's shut off. Let's give them all a second to come down here. Okay, swap. 2 stern lines, a spring line, and a bow line that is on the other property. Okay, so I guess I'll have to walk over there and go around that little gate. So let me set the camera up. Also need to grab these. All right, I could have came in here and ran the bow thruster over a little bit, but it's okay. What do we got here? High water alarm? Yeah, high water alarm. High water alarm on these are very sensitive. Let's go to day mode on these. Let's get some of this stuff in and secured before I roll out. Now I got to keep my eyes up while I get all this stuff in. Little starboard reverse, little port forward, get the bow off the wall here. Good. All right, little wall forward. Looks like we're all good at the moment. 3 foot under the boat, which is not a true 3 foot. Probably more like 5 or 6. But it is low tide, so I'm just gonna go slow in and out of gear here. A lot to do when you're by yourself, that's for sure, on a boat this size. A lot to do. Got to come around the corner here and make a hard starboard turn around this slip, around this finger dock. It has calmed down. Once again, we just came from, down from Bradenton the last 2 days, so I'm going to bring starboard to neutral, keep porting forward and come around with the rudder. It will make a sharper turn doing this. And then when I'm happy with the turn, I'll go back to starboard forward, and the boat will kind of slow that turn, and then you can just come around with the wheel when you're ready. But yeah, it was rough. It was blowing 25, 30 on the way down. That's the previous video. Blowing about 15 yesterday with 3-footers at our stern following seas. Three-quarters of fuel, so should be good on fuel. Zoom out on my Raymarine here. Not gonna lie, Raymarine is not my favorite chart plotter. I have no idea, other than for money and relationship stakes, why any of these boats would put Raymarine in their products. Not a fan of them at all. And they have come a long way, but I find them to be difficult to use. And I use them all, so there's so many other options. Simrad, obviously, Furuno, Garmin. The way I like to translate, you know, Simrad, Garmin, for everybody wondering, Simrad's kind of like an Android, and Garmin's kind of like an Apple. Most people, most pleasure boaters have Garmin. You could say they're a little bit more user-friendly, a little bit easier laid out. Simrad's more of for the fishing guy, for the techie guy, kind of understands, wants a little bit more data, wants a little bit more flexibility. You know, I'll probably get a little hate for this, but Android, to me, actually makes a better phone than the iPhone. They're more innovative, they do different things, and then kind of Apple sometimes kind of follows them. So, I don't know, it kind of translates similarly in the boat world, in the chart plotter electronics world, in my viewpoint. That being said, I like Garmin. There's nothing wrong with Garmin. More of a Simrad guy myself, but I end up using Garmin most of the time. Pretty much 80-90% of my customers' boats are Garmin, which is fine. It works. We're doing about 900 RPM right now, just kind of getting through the river here. We got Naples City Dock on our starboard. The flag is barely moving over there, which is good news. Yeah, it looks like Lipstick Tuna's pulling out the same time I am. That's funny. Go on autopilot real quick. That's cool. Good timing. Good timing! All right, back on the wheel. Lipstick Tuna. Those guys are good. Those guys are great people. Tim and Shar, Doug and Dee. Tim and Shar bought that Silverton a couple years ago. I trained them on how to run it. We just did their first big West Coast adventure. Now they're going home on their own. All right, once I get out of here, I'll clean up all this BS. Shut this gate. Have to keep an eye on the covers up there. Oil pressures, temps look good. This boat just sips fuel. I mean, 8 gallons an hour right now, that's nothing. About 8 mile an hour, 9 mile an hour. All right, just slowed down for a bunch of fishermen, taking it pretty slow through the river here. About to come out at the pass, and we'll be good to go. It looks like it's calmed down. It's not perfect, but it'll get better throughout the day. little swelling coming in here. Bump it up just a little bit. A little lumpy out here, a little more rolly than I was anticipating. Thought it was going to be a little calmer, but it should be getting a lot better throughout the day here. Let's get on Navionics here. Around till we got a good heading line south to Marathon.
This is listed 2 to Mai Tai.
Yeah, I got you. Go to 1-8.
Have a good trip, my friend.
Y'all too. A little bit more lumpy out here than I was anticipating, but it should get better throughout the day, and should get better the further you get off the beach here. So put your tabs down and go for it.
All right, sir. Have a good one. Thank you.
All right, be safe. Thanks. A few more degrees south. Kind of want to run down the bank here. Just adjusting autopilot to port a little bit. That'll work for now. We're on a beeline to right around Cape Romano. And that's going to put us right in just west of Marathon. So we'll have to adjust autopilot here coming up in about 20 miles. But looking good out here so far. Starting to kind of lay out a little bit. They're at our back. They're at our back now. We'll get going on plane here in a sec. Give it a little tab down just to get it up and running here. That's 2,600 RPM. %, load is about right there, so about 22 mile an hour, 19 knots. So yeah, we'll probably run it about there, maybe a touch more. Try to hit 2,700. Yeah, it's a little better. 17 gallon an hour per motor. So yeah, about, I don't know, what is that? 0.7 mile to the gallon. Something like that. Sync those up. Hit the sync button. Then they'll match up, and you can run it with one if you want, or control the speed with one.
superpowers is his like cynicism, right? And it's
Yeah.
really debilitating. And I tell him this all the time. I'm like, it's also amazing because he's like hyper aware of what the most negative thing could be.
Right. So for joke writing, it's amazing.
All right, coming around Cape Romano here. So we got 83 miles to Marathon. So about 4 hours, 3.5 hours at this pace. Hadn't really laid down anymore. It's still kind of sloppy out here. Well, we're getting there. It's a beautiful day though. Gotta like this cabin door, side door. Knocking them out of the way, no problem. Got a couple boats out here. Got one behind me coming up on me. Looks like a fairly big boat. Sailboat over there, I believe. We got still got a good little ways to go. 59 miles, but wanted to go over some things with y'all. A lot of you guys comment about safety and whatnot. I have brought up safety measures to take in the past. Obviously, I'm on this 48-foot boat solo. So definitely the things that I've discussed this before. I have my Garmin inReach, which is a satellite communication device that can link up to my phone with the Garmin EarthMate app. And I can send and receive messages via satellite. And then in one of my previous videos, I talked about the new partnership between Apple and Starlink. So you can actually send and receive messages on your iPhone using Starlink. You have to like line your phone up in a certain angle of wherever the satellite is. And I've used it a few times in the last few weeks, and it's worked pretty well. So hopefully that sticks around. That's pretty cool. But definitely, that's a nice another nice redundancy measure for sure. Doing this kind of offshore run. So Garmin inReach, you got Apple with Starlink. I got my ePerb, and then as far as supplies that I bring on these trips, in my book bag. If I've done business with you, you've seen me with my book bag. I'm worse than a girl in a purse, man. I got all sorts of stuff in there, but I got a dive mask, I got a knife, I got a good Leatherman with plenty of options for whatever. First aid kit, flashlights, zip ties. Sometimes I carry duct tape. I don't have any with me this trip. Probably should. And one thing that I would really always like to bring with me that unfortunately is just not possible is some sort of mechanic's toolkit. It's just one of those things where you kind of, as the delivery captain, either whether you're with a customer, if I'm going with a customer on their boat, I absolutely recommend ahead of time, hey, we need to make sure we have these certain type of tools, amount of tools, sockets, wrenches, channel locks, screwdrivers, all that good stuff for our trip. Unfortunately, some of these trips on some of these brokered boats or new boats, they don't put anything like that on the boat ahead of time, and for me to ask one of those dealerships or the sales guys to go out of the way to provide a toolkit on the boat for me, some would say that's reasonable, some would say it's not. I don't go to that measure, but I bring what I can, and hopefully they have the boat's ducks in order well ahead of time before I get there. So yeah, there is a little bit of, I'm taking a chance not having, I haven't found a toolkit on this boat yet. I'm hoping it has something, but I haven't found one, so I'm going to assume it does not. So yeah, I'm taking a chance. I'm doing an 80-mile open ocean crossing that I don't really have too much ability to fix an issue. And it's just one of those things. As a full-time captain, as a delivery captain, you actually run into that a lot more frequent than you would think. And you ask as many questions as you can beforehand, before you get to the boat, before the trip. Once again, this boat's 2 years old. It's got 60 hours on it, so I wasn't too concerned. But hey, you could have a fuel issue, fuel filter issue, a seawater pump leak. Something could go wrong with a turbo, like a turbo line coming off. There's all sorts of stuff that can happen. So, but once again, it's one of those things. You can't always have everything with you, especially when I'm getting on a plane. So if I'm getting on a plane to go somewhere to bring a boat home, you know, if they're not willing to give me a tool set on board, or it doesn't have one, there's nothing I can do. I can't bring a tool set on a plane. So that's the only thing that I wish I had all the time with me, because I am very mechanical. I can fix pretty much most issues, in my opinion. Pretty good with my hands, but you got to have the tools to do it, right? I also carry a backup VHF, handheld VHF. So if the one on the boat goes out, or if I'm working in a very commercial area, Louisiana, Texas, Miami shipping port, I don't know, something like that, I can have multiple channels running at the same time. You know, channel 68, channel 16, channel 9, channel 16, whatever. That way I can listen in on multiple conversations. Chargers, a block charger. I have a big block lithium charger that I could charge my phone like 6 times on before it runs out of juice. That goes absolutely everywhere with me. Obviously, I'm charging cameras and whatnot all the time. You gotta make sure your phone's charged. You can't have a situation where your phone goes out. I got the broker trying to get in touch with me, or I have the customer trying to get in touch with me. I might need to get in touch with emergency services, finding fuel stops, finding marinas, getting in contact with that stuff. So phone being dead is not an option. Life jacket. On some trips, I definitely bring my own life jacket that goes over my shoulder. I will wear it sometimes. Other times I won't wear it. I'm not wearing one on this trip. Once again, I don't tell other people what to do. If you feel like you need a life jacket when you're boating, by all means, please bring one and wear one. Do I feel like I need one? With the experience level that I have, do I feel like I need one running this 48-foot boat where I'm in a contained area most of the time? No, I do not. If I was running at night by myself, maybe I'll throw one on. It's about whatever I'm comfortable with, just like it's whatever you're comfortable with. It's your choice. You know, I do talk about safety, but I am not a safety nut per se. I'm not one of these other channels or these other companies out here that says you have to wear a life jacket all the time on a boat, no questions asked, and it's ridiculous if you don't. I'm not that guy. I don't really believe in that. So I believe that most boating accidents are due to incompetence, due to lack of training, due to lack of awareness and ignorance, quite frankly, which leads to you using a life jacket or needing a life jacket. Let's get trained right. Let's come out here and be smart. Let's have some common sense. You know, if I'm going to walk away from the helm or go outside, I'm going to go back to neutral before I do anything. So once again, it's all personal preference. It's based on your experience level. I'm doing what I feel comfortable with, what I've always done. Could it bite me one day? Absolutely. There's tons of danger and risk to this job, more than you would think, really. But so you have to have some wit about you. You got to have some common sense and be smart at the end of the day. Spare parts. You know, once again, this boat's 2 years old. I found a few spare parts like filters and whatnot. But you know, if it was 1995 Hatteras that I'm taking on a 1,000-mile journey, I'll ask for the broker or the owner to load the boat up with some spare belts, fuel filters, oil filters, a couple gallons of oil, impellers, things of that nature that are going to be hard to find along a trip like that. We're getting into some lobster pots again. Haven't seen those in a while. So I gotta have my eyes up now. A lot of guys that are doing Bahamas trips from South Florida and whatnot, they'll carry extra shafts, extra props. They don't want to get stuck over there and have to ship things in or get something brought over. You know, so if you're doing big runs like that on a larger size boat, or if you're going to the Bahamas on your center console, right? You center console guys running twin outboards or whatever, you know, bring an extra prop, they're small. You can pretty much get them anywhere, store them out of the way. Extra hub kits if that's required. You know, you'll either spin a hub or you'll bust a prop. Extra dock lines, extra fenders. I am a little disappointed that I only have 2 fenders, 2 big ball fenders for this boat at the moment. I'm not sure why we don't have more fenders than that, but I do have extra dock lines, so we're good there. But just trying to give you some extra thought process on, you know, what to bring, what do I bring on these trips, how do I prepare. That's one thing about doing this job and boating in general is you can't really prepare for everything. That is also the fun and the adventurous part about boating as well. That's why we do it, right? But the idea of planning everything, having everything you need all the time, it never ends up happening that way. This trip, I am 55 miles now from Marathon. I started at about 8 o'clock this morning, trying to let the seas calm down. The wind forecast is totally wrong. It was supposed to be under 10 miles an hour. We still got whitecaps out here. So it's blowing at least 15. Obviously it's not that bad, but I was expecting no whitecaps, rolling seas. But you know, wind forecast is off already. So should be pulling into Marathon about, I don't know, 1, 2 o'clock hopefully. And then I'm gonna go into the 7 Mile Bridge and come around into Hawks Key Channel and or Hog Channel and start running north to Miami. Now I don't know my timing yet. I think that I'm going to be able to get to Miami by dark, and I'm probably going to pull into Biscayne Bay somewhere and just drop anchor. Once again, this is a boat that we're delivering this boat to the Palm Beach Boat Show. So, oh wow, just took a good one over the bow right there. So, like budget-wise, I'm helping Beneteau out, and I'm helping the dealer out by not spending extra money on a slip that I don't need. So I'm just going to pull in about sunset somewhere and anchor out somewhere calm. Wake up at sunrise the next morning, and I got to be at the Palm Beach Boat Show by 1 o'clock tomorrow. That's the move-in time, so it's a very specific time. So if I'm there 2 hours early or 2 hours late, I'm messing people up. If I'm there 2 hours early, I'm wasting my time. So then I just got to sit around. And you can't come into the show yet. You have to wait for your order because they stage boats in there, and then they get you on the radio or whatever and bring you in. So I got to time it just right to come up to Palm Beach. We're going to come into Lake Worth Inlet and then go south. But so I'm not in a huge rush, but I definitely want to be at least to Miami by tonight, in my opinion. I want a nice, easy run up to Lake Worth tomorrow morning. Oh, and this is a good one for you. Toilet paper. Trust me, new boats, they don't come with toilet paper. Make sure the boat has toilet paper before you go anywhere. You're gonna need it. Ask me how I know. So these wireless phone chargers, this is absolutely the best wireless phone charger on the market. Used them several times on many different boats, but it like locks your phone in there and then slides shut, and it provides the best juice and the best connection or hookup ratio. I mean, it's right away. So if you're interested in a wireless charger, I don't know I forgot the brand of this, but it's branded DockMate because it's the charger for the DockMate control. But I'll look up this brand. I'll leave a link below. But this thing up on your helm, whether you got a center console or whatever it may be, that's a great wireless charger. Oh, I also forgot a spotlight. Definitely want to. If the boat doesn't have a spotlight and you verify that if you verify that the boat has a spotlight, verify that it works, you're good to go for the most part. But it's a good idea. I don't always bring one, but it's a good idea to bring a handheld spotlight. You can get them real small and compact on Amazon now, but keep it in your book bag or your go bag, because if you ever get out here at night, that spotlight comes in. You have to have a spotlight. That's how you find your channel markers and all that good stuff. Read your signs. So absolutely great idea to have a little small handheld spotlight. One thing about these Beneteaus, Jeanots. I don't know if it's this way on all of them, but pretty much all the Swift trawlers that I've run, and the Antares line, they set the high water alarms too low in the bilge. And the high water alarm is obviously up here on the helm, and it's gone off about 5 to 6 times so far on this trip. And I knew what it was, and I knew that it would turn off and go away, but they're mounted too low. So all the little bit of bilge water that you can't really get out of the hull of the boat with the bilge pump, it's always there. It stays there. So that high water alarm, when it slushes up just right, it raises that float up or hits the sensor, whichever one they choose to put in the boat, and it sounds an alarm. And I've been on these boats with several new owners, and it freaks them out every time. It like spurs their anxiety immediately. It doesn't matter if it's done it the first time or the 8th time. The new owners hate it, and it drives them nuts. Their anxiety level is sky high when this high water alarm, because they immediately go into, oh my God, something's wrong. We have water in the bilge. And I can't really blame them. But it's just one of those things. So Beneteau, Jeanot, if you're listening to this, raise your high water alarms up. Obviously, this can be fixed by a good mechanic, a guy that works on his own boats. It's not that hard of a problem to solve, but it should come like that from the factory. It's not a lake everywhere you go out here. We have turbulent waters, and when that water gets to sloshing around and sets that off, it's very annoying. But once again, all boats have their quirks, all boats have their gripes. It doesn't matter if you buy a new boat or a used boat. You're going to have to work on that new boat. You're going to have to work on those kinks. Hopefully the dealer's a good dealer and they're going to take care of those kinks for you. That's very important when you're buying a new boat. You got to make sure that they are going to take care of any little thing like that, and they should. It's in the contract. So there's all sorts of different ways of going about buying a boat, new versus used, and dealing with warranty stuff and all that good stuff. But doesn't matter if you're I tell this to everybody, it doesn't matter if you're buying a new boat or used boat. It's broke. You just don't know it yet. So just be prepared. It is not like your Mercedes that you bought last year that has been sitting in the garage and you put 5,000 miles on it and every time everything works. Just not the way it works. All right, we are coming into the backside of Marathon here. We got to go around Bullard Bank and we got to hit this little channel that brings us down into the 7 Mile. So you kind of got, let me show you real quick. So, we're coming here, we got to get in this channel and run down, and it dumps us right into the big span of the 7 Mile bridge. This boat's a little tall for the other sections of the 7 Mile. It's definitely an over 19-foot air draft, so it would be close or just a little bit too tall for that. So we're just it doesn't take that much longer to go through the main span, but we got to wind through all of these little banks. That's the dangerous part about the bay side on not the bay side, the Gulf side of the Keys, is all those little banks. If you're not paying attention, you can definitely hit one of those banks. So keep your eyes up when you're coming in on the Gulf side down here. 4 more miles and we'll be in that channel. And it's a little curvy down through there, so I can't run on autopilot. I'll be curving through there, turning it pretty good. So coming up shortly. And it laid out absolutely gorgeous. Definitely laid out later than I thought. It's now 1:15, and it was supposed to do this, in my opinion, at 10 o'clock. But hey, whatever, I'll take it. Yeah, this motor yacht that passed me a while back on my port side, probably like 20, 30 miles ago. He was running about 26. I've been running about 23, so he came on by me. Same heading. It looks like he's slowing down to catch this channel. Maybe he'll get back up on plane. I don't know. It looks like a, 60-foot galleon or something like that. Maybe an azimuth. It looks like they took off. Got right up to him and then they took off. So I guess they just slowed down to do something. But now that it's calmed down, my load percentages went down at the same RPM, so bumped my RPM up a little bit to get to that 80% load. And now we're going a little faster, and 24 and a half, 25 miles an hour. So a little quicker. Hopefully I can hold that pace the rest of the day. Still doing about the same efficiency, 0.7. There's our green marker right there off our starboard side. Got that boat on that motor yacht that you see there. I got that on AIS. Give him some room, and looks like the motor yacht that was in front of us, they're probably going to Ferro Blanco or something like that. And yes, you can run the ICW up through the Keys up to Miami, but there's a lot of slow spots, a lot of spots where you have to like go through mangroves, and it's way more time consuming. It's much more efficient and quicker just to pop out under here, get in Hawk Channel, and run northeast rather. All right, I'm on an autopilot to the next red. There's a gap here between these two banks, so I'm on an autopilot straight for that. Pretty boat. Ocean Alexander, maybe? Or Horizon, one of the two. This is the part of the Keys where you start running in 7 to 8 feet of water and you can see the bottom. Makes you nervous, but just gotta stick with your chart. Once you get used to it, and you do this a bunch, it doesn't bother you, but if you take your boat to the first time for the Keys from Tampa, St. Pete, Sarasota, wherever, then you come down here and start running your boat around and you can see the bottom in 10 feet of water. You feel like you're in 3 feet of water. It'll definitely freak you out for the first time. But coming through the second bank here, and then I've got the 7 Mile Bridge in my sights. Sure is calm down here. Wish we were fishing instead. We were down here last week, just kind of on a fun trip. I was going to film, but we were stuck at the dock a good bit. It's pretty windy down in near Key West, Cujo. And late season, all the lobster were small, so when the wind's blowing like that, there's not a lot you can do. I mean, you can inshore fish a little bit, try to find some snapper holes. When the lobster are all short, you know, there's not too much to do. So we had a little bum. It was a little bit of a bummer trip, but we got 2 or 3 nice days on the water. Fishing wasn't that great. Did a couple dives. Never really ventured offshore more than the reef. Next time we're definitely gonna try to stretch out to that 30-mile mark. Down there, the Gulf Stream's a little further away, so you gotta go further to get to some of those pelagics. But just a weird time of year, March. 7 Mile Bridge. Got a sailboat up ahead of me here. Gonna swing it wide around this sailboat here. Got a flats boat trying to cut me off. No problem. He's got the right of way, but come on in there, why don't you? So I'm just double checking. I'm going to the Ray Marine, going to Navionics. Going to the Ray Marine, going to Navionics. So head up, head down. Finding my markers. Got a red here. Big wide channel. Green's way over there. Sure is nice down here. Wish I was stopping in the Keys, but I gotta make better time today. I can't stop here. If I stopped here, I'd have 178 miles roughly to Lake Worth, and it'd be a long day to do that from 7 a.m. to 1 p.m. You can do it, but not really leaving much room for margin of error, I can tell you that. Just gonna slow down for this sailboat. He's right in the edge of this channel on these reds, and there's crab pots here. He's not exactly making it easy for me to come around him, so give him a slow pass here. He'll probably appreciate it anyway. He's probably a liveaboard. Got to pull at his dinghy. Yeah, he waved, so he was appreciative. Let me move over here a little bit. Yeah, she's turning into me. She doesn't even realize it. She needs to turn away from me. I'm over here riding the edge of the bank, and they're coming toward me. Big enclosed bridge sporty running through. I got more lobster pots. We're lining up for it. Looks like I got a boat sitting either in the middle or the other side, one of the two. Got a bunch of boats fishing up here, so I'll slow down, pull it back. I think the tarpon are, I've heard the tarpon are just now showing up down here, so they've had a few schools come in. Might be what they're doing here. Go ahead and pull it back. Let's do about 1,300 RPM through here. Chumming, 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 chumming. He's hooked up over there. What's he got? No, 2 conchs boat. Keep the greens to starboard. Alright, let's get it up on plane again. 2750. I wish I could stop and go fishing. Jeez. You don't get too many days like this. A lot of loopers in the Keys right now. About to head north for the spring. Hawks Channel is going to be busy today, so unfortunately I'm not going to be able to sit back and chill. I mean, I could bounce outside off the reef and just hang out there, but it's a little out of the way, 4 miles out. Be a good ride either way, honestly. Be a little less busy out there than it would be in Hawks. There you go. Well, that was a fun little ride. Now we just got to keep making time. It's 2 o'clock. Got at least 5 more hours of running, so be one long day. That's the name of the game.
Return to 09.
Got a job to do, you know. A lot of people think that just what we do here on, you know, YouTube makes it look fun and all, and it is. Love this, but at the end of the day, it is a job. It is work. People are counting on you. People are relying on you. You have to make a certain time. You got to put your 10, 12, 14-hour days in some days. Got to get the boat where it needs to go. It is way too nice of a day for me to be running inside now, so I'm going to move up to the bridge. I got to go take the covers off, and I have to go activate the station upstairs. So let's go do that really quick, and we'll get back to rolling. Oh, there's a step there. Ow! Jeez. Let's put a white molded step where nobody can see it. All right. Ah, what a day. Yeah, a lot of boats at Sombrero. Dang. A lot of boats. Very active today for a Wednesday. $2,400, $2,500, $2,600. Another lobster pot. Ah, there he is. Coming around Boot Key. In the Hawks Channel. Figured I'd slow down for all these guys fishing. I'm going through 2 or 3 of them right now. Figured they'd appreciate that. Could have went around them, and they are sitting in the middle of the ocean, so definitely didn't have to, but it's a nice thing to do, I guess. Passing Isle of Murata. Getting close to Key Largo. We've got about 76 miles to Miami. I've been running some fuel calculations here. I think I've got just enough fuel to get to Miami. We're gonna pull in there to Miami Beach Marina. It's a self-serve marina after 7:30. But I think I should be there right at 7 o'clock. So I'm gonna get this boat full of fuel because it's gonna have to be moved out of the show regardless. So I don't know whether I'm gonna fill it full or half full or what, but definitely gonna need some to make it all the way to West Palm. And I guess I'm gonna pull over there by the 8th Street Bridge and on anchor right there at the 8th Street Bridge, right at Government Cut. And that way I can get a good night's sleep and then pop out in the morning, and it'll be a 2.5 hour run up to West Palm. So it shouldn't be too bad. Alligator Lighthouse right there. A lot of people over there hanging out today. It's busy on the water down here, very busy. Kind of crazy for a Wednesday, but I guess it's snowbird season.
Push-ups and body.
This guy over here is plowing. Trying to get out of his wake. And another one over here. We got big Nordhaven or something over there. And the water is just crystal clear. Guys are running. About 4 o'clock. Not gonna lie, starting to get a little tired. Definitely a long day without a mate helping to run the boat. So we've been on plane pretty much all day, but don't even know how many miles I've been, at least 150 or 60, I have to look, but still got 2.5 hours to go. Sped up just a little bit. We're at an 82% load, 2,800 RPM, doing about 25. So I'm trying to really get into Miami Beach Marina around 6:30, 6:45. Hopefully we can pull that off. But definitely want to get anchored up before the sun goes down. Not that it's a problem if it doesn't happen that way. I just don't want the stress of it. I'm just trying to take it easy on myself. But we'll see what happens here. At least it's a nice ride and we're not getting beat up. We are going past Key Largo and Ocean Reef right now. We are burning about 18 gallons an hour on each motor. I've got about 70 gallons in each tank left. So should be pulling right up to Miami here in about 45 miles. A little under 2 hours. So 6:30 is the ETA, I believe. So should be good to go. We're going to pull in there to Miami Beach Marina. I don't know, we'll see, put 100 gallons of diesel, maybe 200 gallons of diesel in this thing, just to get into Palm Beach and go from there. There's a good chance I might be bringing the boat back to Naples from Palm Beach, so we'll see. But we're on track, we're on time. I'm watching the fuel close. But looking good so far. Miles from Miami, still in Hawks Channel. About 4 miles. We got to pull in the cut. All right, slowed it down here. Coming into Miami, government cut. Got 2 miles till the Miami Beach Marina fuel dock. They close at 7:30, so we got a half hour to get there. At least we'll get some diesel in this thing. Coming in the cut. Miami Beach Marina, Miami Beach Marina.
To the vessel hailing Miami Beach Marina, this is Miami Beach Marina. Please acknowledge and switch over to Channel 68. Channel 68 for Miami Beach Marina.
Roger that. I got you on 68. Miami Beach Marina.
This is Miami Beach Marina, go ahead.
Hey there, this is a 48-foot Beneteau. I am in the cut. ETA is about 3 minutes. Gonna pick up a couple hundred gallons of diesel before y'all close, if you don't mind.
Fine. Shaker.
Come back on that, you were cutting out.
Dock.
pilot boat. Don't know if I've ever been to that one. Looks like we got a spot at the fuel dock, no problem. This is Mai Tai approaching the fuel dock.
Yeah, go to the north side. North side. You see him pull up here. Go to the north side.
What's going on, man? Sorry to catch you right before you close.
We don't close until 8, bro. You got time.
Oh, okay. I thought it was 7:30.
I tried to get y'all in before 7:30.
I got you. Working solo today.
That's it. You're doing your thing, too.
And all right, well, timed that about perfect. Probably gonna put 100 gallons in each tank just to get me to West Palm tomorrow. So right on the other side of this bridge is an anchorage over there to the right that I'll probably go tuck into tonight once I get done fueling here. So see what the fuel gauge says here in a minute. But we'll have a nice easy ride to Lake Worth Inlet in the morning in 2-3 hours. Piece of cake. But I'm glad I got the most of the trip done. Cut it a little close on fuel, but not the end of the world. Good math. Did the right thing, so cool news. This guy is super cool. Literally, I'm putting the caps back on the diesel tanks, about to fire him up. He's about to charge my card. He comes out, they're closing right now. He comes out and says, hey, as long as you're gone by 7, 8 o'clock in the morning, you can stay on this dock tonight. No problem. Like, that's awesome right there. That dude's a good guy. So I don't have to leave the dock and I don't have to go find an anchorage, which is no big deal. It's under this bridge on the right or left. But just get to stay here and hang out tonight. Cushion myself on these pilings a little bit so I'm not rocking and rolling all night. But I like it. Works for me. All right, I'm gonna loosen these lines up a little bit so that we're not bumping so much, just a little bit. Grab mow the ball fender. I don't want to hear that rubber on the dock all night, that's for sure. Generator threw a code. Weird. Y'all got coffee here in the morning, or is there a bar here or anything?
In the morning when this opens,
Yeah.
you can go. We got a coffee machine in there. For
All right, cool.
Yeah, the stores up there won't be open until 8 o'clock.
All right.
Yeah.
What's your name again?
Craig.
Craig Will.
Yeah. Nice to meet
Hey,
you.
you'll be on my YouTube channel too.
For real?
So say hi.
Hey,
Captain's coach.
Captain's coach. I
Captain's
like
coach.
that. Oh, I'm gonna look it up when I get off. If you have trouble, so this gate closes at the end of the night.
Yeah.
It locks. If you have trouble getting in, just tell the security, hey, my boat's down here, and they'll open it up for you.
Okay. All right, y'all. Well, that was an awesome day. Super long day. It's about 8 o'clock now. Been going at it since 8 this morning. On plane all day by myself, staring at the water. So obviously I'm pretty tired. I'm gonna go up here to Monty's and get something to eat real quick and get to enjoy this dock tonight. So should once again shout out to Miami Beach Marina, Craig and the office staff in there. Thank you so much for doing that for me as a delivery captain. I really appreciate that. I was expecting to have to get off the dock again. So you really hooked me up. I appreciate it. We'll see you guys in the morning, about 7 o'clock. I got to be out of here and head out Government Cut, head north to Palm Beach and get this thing tucked away for the boat show. Good morning. About 7 o'clock. Went in there and got some free coffee, but time to get off the dock and make my way north. I got plenty of time now, but had to leave this morning. He said I got to be off the dock pretty early, so we're gonna head very slow up to Palm Beach this morning. We'll probably just do a hull speed for the first hour or two, and then pick it up. Hopefully, be there right at 1 o'clock. So let's get off the dock here. Nobody's coming. Little port reverse, or starboard reverse, port forward. Work the stern off here. She comes right off. Looks like some guys are going sail fishing. Let me throw these fenders in. Smoke. We go. boys going to sailfish this morning. Looks like there's a lot of guys out here. What a nice morning. Winds are going to pick up a little bit from the southeast, but shouldn't be anything bad. 10 to 12, something like that. We are in no rush. Got a free place to stay last night. Slept pretty good. So now we are in no rush. Got plenty of time till 1 o'clock. So far, the old Beneteau has performed excellent. Those 6.7 Cummins just get up and go. The stabilizer has worked extremely well. Generators ran well, other than my little hiccup last night. But comfortable boat to cruise on for sure. Yeah, it looks like about 70 miles to Lake Worth Inlet. We could go in Lake Worth Inlet, which is just north of West Palm Beach, or you could go into Boynton Inlet. But Boynton Inlet has that bridge, and these are the kind of things that you got to study beforehand, right? So you'll think that you can come into Boynton. In depth-wise and draft-wise, I'd be all right bringing this 48 in there, but I wouldn't be able to get under that bridge. It's an 18-foot clearance under that bridge coming into Boynton. It's also like a river running through there. I don't know, those of you that have gone through Boynton Inlet, there is a lot of current. It's like concrete walls on both sides. And so we're just gonna go up to Lake Worth, make it easy, and run a couple miles back south to West Palm, and we'll be good. Looks like we got a tow of some sort coming in, maybe. Pushing a barge. He's way out there though. I'll be long gone before that. Coming up the coast. Passing Fort Lauderdale. Just past a giant floating log or a floating piling, I think. That would have messed somebody's day up. Don't want to hit that. Well, it looks like we got a fairly straightforward docking situation at the boat show. So it looks like we're on the we're just backed in stern 2. I don't know if you can see that or not, but 48 Swift Trawler. So we're backed in stern 2, and I've got 2 short finger docks on both sides of me that run probably up to midship, and that's it. So when I come in there, I got to look at what I got, and because the 2 finger docks are coming only to midship, I got to look at my cleat placement, right? So definitely want 4 fenders, 2 on each side, one at the far part of the stern, and then one a little forward to that number 3 cleat back here. So not all the way forward, but stern, and then maybe 10 feet up from that, because I want 2 fenders to make contact with each side of the dock on both sides. And then as far as lines go, obviously we're going to need 2 stern lines that cross at the back, or sometimes they don't cross them at the show, so that because they don't want people tripping on them. So, but 2 stern lines, and then because the fingers are short, I can't run spring lines off the forward middle cleat, the forward mid cleat. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4 cleats on each side of the boat. And that's how I number them. I do number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4. So I can't do the number 2 cleat. It's too far forward for a rear spring, and the rear spring is what stops the boat from hitting the dock behind you. So that rear spring has to be set perfectly because it's going to sit there for 3 or 4 days with people walking in on it. So you can't run it from the number 2 cleat, so I might have to run a rear spring either from the number 3 cleat running forward to one of those finger docks. So little different setup, and then usually the bow lines, they run long lines off the bow cleats over to these pins on the dock. Everyone's set up a little differently, but they do have to situate the bow in some sort of order. So we'll have to see what that looks like when we get there, but that's how it'll look at the back of the boat. Still the same thing, right? Still stern lines and spring lines, a rear spring line on both sides, but it's going to be either at the number 3 cleat or the number 4 cleat, all the way at the stern, and that line's going to run forward to the dock to hold me in place so I don't hit the swim platform. So, you know, you have to pre-plan all that so that when you show up and start backing in, the guys on the dock can help you out because there's always generally somebody there to move you in. So, preparation, you got to get all this stuff set up. Once again, I'm solo, so I have to get all this stuff right before I enter in there. That's what separates pros from amateurs, to be quite honest. The amount of preparation that you put in and then figuring all that out and, you know, making it look like you had a plan the whole time. I tell that to all of my customers. It's not a shameful thing or an embarrassing thing to get all your stuff prepared before you head to the dock. If you're running your 35-foot center console or your 25-foot center console, it doesn't really matter, and you've got 4 people on the boat with you and none of them know what you're doing, well, A, you need to set all that stuff up ahead of time, and B, you need to give direction. Just give very specific instructions to the people on the boat, and then it'll all go smoothly. Don't just run up there with no lines and no fenders out with 4 people that don't know what they're doing on the boat because they have no experience. So then you're going to be rushed when you get there, then you're going to have a problem, and then you're going to look bad if something goes wrong. You're going to look really bad to those 4 people on the boat. So the ones that look good are prepared. I got the inlet here off my port side. They're dredging, and it's a good thing I checked. They closed the inlet due to the dredging this morning from 7:45 to 11:45.
Fantastic. Thank you for the early opening.
And scheduled was supposed to open back up at 11:45. They just hailed on 16, said it was back open. So there's probably like 25 boats out here just sitting, waiting for the inlet to open. So it's going to be
traveling east and west in the Lakeward Channel. Please give us a slow bell. Give us a slow bell when you come through. Size on the yellow can.
It's going to be a lot of traffic eastbound and westbound through this inlet. There's a ton of boats.
Are we clear to pass on either side, north or south of the yellow can? That is a CTEL. For you big vessels, I'll go on the north side, check the depth for you. Thanks.
Look at the screen, just loaded up with AIS. Of course, you got this guy on plane.
Vessels inbound, you got 9.5 feet of water. Guys, you gotta switch to its working channel. You think it's better for us to be on south of north of the buoy? South is safe. Find a working channel. Shut your face. Okay, so we'll give you the talk at the yellow buoy.
What a mess.
Move to a working channel. Copy that. Between the dog and the yellow boy.
Got an Absolute 50 and a Novena over here. Getting stacked up. Yeah, you could call that perfect timing.
Yo.
All right, here we go. I think we got our line up. They said come through the south side of the yellow buoy has deeper water. The north side goes from 9 feet to 6 feet relatively quick. So yeah, for a lot of these larger boats, these bigger yachts that are draft 5 or more, they need to go through that south end. I could go on either side really, but I'm just gonna follow this train coming in. Big mega yacht coming out. Tide's ripping out too. Yeah, I mean, I was approaching the inlet and I see all these boats out here, and I'm like, I kind of hear some chatter on 16. I'm like, what the heck's going on? And sure enough, closure. Oh, what's that guy doing? Yeah, I guess they're gonna go on the south side. Not a lot of these people, not a lot of these captains right now are hugging the yellow buoy. I think that's why one of them made a hard turn to port there. Got to maintain your bearing here. It's going to get hectic. Oh dang, that one guy just did a hard port into the buoy there. Got a center console, of course, coming in. Did not know they were dredging Lake Worth, but hey, that's why you got to pay attention. Keep your ears open. Keep your radio on. Lesson learned. Keep your radio on. All right, we got the one guy going to the starboard side of the yellow buoy. I got 38 feet under the boat right now, but it's gonna get shallow. Damn.
Okay.
Speed up just a little bit. Hug the yellow can here.
Thank you. Security, all stations. Mode C, outbound, Lake Worth, Inlet, please give a clear berth.
Got a big one coming outbound. Yeah, so they're talking about 6 feet over there. 6 feet over there to your cans on the right. I got 37 feet under the boat right now. They might be talking about another yellow buoy, I don't know. Slow it back down a little bit. Big dredge. That is a big, big dredge.
Keep that toe in the yellow bush. Need to go to a working channel. No one's ordering lunch. This is a working channel.
I don't know what.
Only move to another channel.
Are they?
We're hailing each other.
Are these cats like literally fishing right here in the middle?
Much better working channel.
They are. These cats are fishing in the middle of the fucking
Channel
channel.
is being recorded. That's kind of work.
While all these boats are coming in here. I mean, seriously. Look at these cats. Get out of the way. I'm trying to get bait. What's going on? This is definitely when your patience is tested. You just got to go slow, get in line, can't be in a rush. All these boats are going to the same place, so just stick it out. English billionaires there. Big sucker right there. Bravo, Eugenia. I don't know if I've seen that one sitting here.
I do. Just give me about 20 minutes.
Yeah, being a captain on those boats, that's a whole different life. Would it be super cool? Absolutely. Could I do it? Absolutely. But that's whole nother level of travel, being away from home, whole nother lifestyle. You are married to that boat. Would it be cool? Absolutely. For a long time, I don't know. This is Flagler Memorial Bridge. We're good. We got a 19 air drive, so we can come on under here, no problem. 24 foot it closed. These other boats gotta wait though. It's about to open here in 10 minutes, or 2 minutes rather.
Okay, super over.
The Absolutes got on the radio on 71 and they're gonna go find them a spot. Look at that fender pushing that yacht off that pole. I'll tell you what, if some of these beams that they drive in here for this show let loose, it would not be good. Here, I'll back up off you. You're good.
I'm getting nervous.
Huh?
I'm getting nervous.
Yeah. Current is hauling. So what I'm going to do is, apparently I'm last, so I'm going to go find them a spot. You are married to that boat. You are married to that boat. So what I'm going to do is, apparently I'm last, so I'm going to go find them a spot. You are married to that boat. So what I'm going to do is, apparently I'm last, so I'm going to go find them a spot. You are married to that boat. You are married to that boat. So what I'm going to do is, apparently I'm last, so I'm going to go find them a spot. You are married to that boat. You are married to that boat. So what I'm going to do is, apparently I'm last, so I'm going to go find them a spot. You are married to that boat. You are married to that boat. So what I'm going to do is, apparently I'm last, so I'm going to go find them a spot. You are married to that boat. You are married to that boat. So what I'm going to do is, apparently I'm last, so I'm going to go find them a spot. You are married to that boat. You are married to that boat. So what I'm going to do is, apparently I'm last, so I'm going to go find them a spot. You are married to that boat. You are married to that boat. So what I'm going to I'm gonna come up here to this bridge or somewhat out of the way. There's the entrance to the show, so I gotta go in there. I'm just gonna spin it around and put the stern into the current. That way I don't have to fight it the whole time, and just back into it. It'll be a lot easier for me to manage. I need to get a couple more lines and fenders out. Go ahead and spin it here. Got 12 feet under the boat. All right, now I'm just starboard reverse here, and it's gonna come right around. Got to get the stern, because now it's got me sideways. And it's gonna be extremely difficult. There we go. She's coming now. Good, so now I can just back up, and it'll be a whole lot easier to manage. Then when it's my turn, I just pop in over there and we're good to go. Okay, got the call. So I'm gonna put this here and tide is ripping.
Daniel, come on. Thanks. AJK, look out. You got we're going to put this thing back alongside that crane barge. School going médico tiene de bajo, ¿creen? Okay.
I don't want this thruster to give out.
Right.
Be a bad day.
Got plenty on the other side. Keep coming like that. Got at least 10 feet away from the dock over there. Exactly, they're all standing.
Woo! Damn.
15, 10, 6, 4. Good?
We good?
We got you.
1.33, velocity 24.
That current is thripping.
I know. Welcome to Palm Beach show. Usually we have a 40 knot wind with it.
Yeah.
The stern thruster looks powerful, eh?
It wasn't quite powerful enough for that, but yeah, it works pretty good.
Boat ran good.
Yeah, ran great. You need a bow thrust?
Got it.
Yeah, I didn't know if coming bow first or stern first would be better, but not a lot of room to turn around.
Yeah, I hesitated on that one too. I went to stern in and
You did?
I turned around. Across Okeechobee?
No, I went through the marathon.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
At tallest speed or at cruiser speed?
Cruising.
Cruising.
Yeah, I only had a day and a half, so I had to get it up. Thanks, bud. All right, y'all, well, she's here. This is the spot that I had to back it into. The current is screaming north. Didn't know whether I should come in bow first there or stern first. It wouldn't have liked either one, to be honest, because if I came in bow first, it would have been pretty tricky to turn this thing around and put it right here. Decided to back in, almost lost the bow because the thrusters were almost not powerful enough, but definitely tricky. Well, not much makes me, not much anymore makes me pucker up, but that definitely made me pucker up. Super tight, and it's the only reason it makes you pucker up is because of that current. That current flowing north, that direction, trying to push me over there into that dock. And this is not a pod boat. This is twin screws with bow and stern thruster, and those stern thrusters barely kept me over. I mean, barely. At the very end, I had to get it around and save it. So, phew, not good. Not fun, at least. But she's tied up. Give you a little tour of the boat show real quick, and we'll be good. All right, y'all, well, we're in the rental car here, heading back across the state. Sounds like I'm gonna have to go pick it up Monday and get it out of there too. So if it doesn't sell, then I guess it'll go back to Naples. But thank you so much for watching. A lot of good footage there, a lot of good docking, and what I thought to be a lot of good training opportunities for y'all to come along and watch. But if you enjoyed the video, please give me a comment and like. Subscribe to the channel if you're new here. We're getting a lot of new viewers lately, and just appreciate all of you sharing my channel with your friends and family and whatnot, telling your different people about it. Really trying to do some good here and teach all you boaters a thing or two. But once again, thanks again for watching. We'll see you on the next one.